Hi musicians, Miss Emily here. By now you should have gotten through a series of quite a few videos about breathing and stretching, about warming up, about techniques, and you will have met me, Miss Jackie, Mr. B on saxophone, and Miss Anna Paola on flute. So for our last video for this series, we're just going to talk about musicianship, because it's great if you can play your instrument, but we really want to make sure you can also read your music and you can also count really well. That way, when you start playing your music on your instrument, you can play it even better. So you won't need your instrument for this first half. So all you need right now is your hands and your voice. So even though we don't have our instrument in our hands, let's still go ahead and sit up nice and straight. Let's have our posture because we're still making music, so we still want to be professionals. So the first thing that we're going to do today is just a basic rhythm review. So first, I would just like for you to practice by answering a few questions. And be really careful. Don't yell out the answer before you really wait to hear what I have to ask you. My first question for you, what is the name of this note? It is a whole note. And now the second part of the question, how many beats does this get? Forever and ever, it always has the same number of beats. 4, okay? For a lot of you, for what you've learned so far, a whole note takes up what you know as an entire measure, 4 beats. Okay, our second question is, can some of you tell me what is this note? By the way, I'm sorry if this is backwards. It might be because of the camera, but you can still read it. Yeah, what is this note value? Half note. So it takes up half the value of a whole note. So if our half note takes up half the value of a whole note, how many beats does it get? 2. Well done for those of you who answered. Okay, we are moving on now to what looks like a half note, but it's filled in. It's always completely, as printed on music, just a filled in black note. What is the name of that note? It's a quarter note. Now, a quarter note, if a whole note is 4 and half of that is 2, what's a quarter of a whole note? A quarter of 4 is 1. We get 1 beat. Okay, so far we have a whole note equaling 4 beats, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. A half note equaling 2 beats, which is 1, 2. A quarter note equals 1 beat, which is 1. And our last one, some of you may have seen this before. If it's by itself, it's written with a little flag coming off of it like that. If it's connected to its partner, you see it like this, like a pair of cool Beats headphones. What is the name of that note? There's 3 of them here, but what's the name of one of them? 8th note. Now, it's called an 8th note because it's worth the value of an 1/8 of a whole note. Now, for some of you, I know maybe you're in 4th grade, so you're just starting your fractions. Some 5th graders, you're really killing it with your fractions. Whole note equals 4. Half note equals half of that. Quarter note equals 1. 8th note equals a half. Not a half note, but a half of a beat. So an 8th note gets a fraction. Again, if this is backwards, I'm sorry, but I think most of you can read exactly what it's supposed to say. So now that we have this basis down, also, if you want to pause the video right now and write this down in your notebook, that would be great. Because sometimes you see them on different pages in your method book, but not a lot of you have it in one place. So again, if you want to write this down, pause or take a screenshot of it so that you have your note values. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, have your clapping hands ready. And I just want you to repeat after me. Okay, I'm gonna do it first, then you're gonna repeat after me. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. Your turn. Now repeat after me. It's the same rhythm, but we're gonna use our counts. 1, 2, 3. 3, and 4. Your turn. Good, now we're gonna go on to the second one. There's 4 of these. Second one, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta. Your turn. Good, now let's add the counts. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Good, our third one out of 4 is ta, 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 ta. Your turn. Good, and let's add our counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn. And our last one, repeat after me. Half note, ta, ta. Your turn. With the counts. 1, 3, 4. Your turn. Very nice. Now, this time I'm going to do the same rhythms. I'm going to clap them, and you're going to call in response with the counts. Okay? I'm going to clap, but you're going to respond by clapping and counting. And if you're listening closely, you heard my cat meow after that last one. Good, very nice job. Another exercise I think you should do every day is just do that call and response, listen to me clapping, and see if you can start getting familiar with the counting, because it's really important that we can count our own part, because our parts don't always match everyone else in the bands. Okay, our last activity for the first half of this video is I'm going to write down a rhythm, and you are going to then clap and count the rhythm. Okay, so this is our sight reading practice. So I'll be writing down the rhythm. I want you to clap it. Take a look at it. We're gonna start over here. 1, 2, ready, go. Good, let's do it together. I'll count, you clap. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Good, again, pause and rewind if you need to practice that. There'll be 4 of these. Okay, our second sight reading rhythm includes a rest. Now, we'll get more into our rests in the second series of our video, which we'll release in a couple weeks, but I want you to go ahead. Many of you have seen this before. It's a quarter note rest. You know that a quarter note is 1 beat, so the rest is 1 beat. Ready? Your turn. 1, 2, clapping, go. Good, let's clap and count it together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 3, 4. Good job. Okay, third out of our 4 ones, and then you are done with your rhythms. This one also includes a quarter note rest, but we'll throw in a little bit of a challenge for you with some 8th notes. Okay, you'll start right on this side. I want you to clap and count it first. 1, 2, your turn, go. Good, let's clap it and count it together. I'll count it. 1, 2, you clap and go. 1, 3, and 4. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and our last one for today. We don't have any rests in this last one, but we have a little bit of a challenge because we have lots of 8th notes. Okay, take a look at this one. Again, we're gonna start right over on this side. Your turn first. 1, 2, your turn, go. Good, clap and count it. I'll just count it. 1, 2, together, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, all of the rhythms we did today, it's just one box and it's put in, it's like a measure. It equals 4 beats. So you can practice those on your own. If you have a piece of paper or a whiteboard, you can practice them at home too. Okay, stay tuned for the second half of this video, which is also musicianship, but it's based just on note reading, so you can have your instruments out. Thank you again. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.